What's happening, metal fans? This is DJ Fish with another episode of Nashville March Presents The Heavy Side of Nashville, and we're calling this show The Show of Brandon. Tonight is part one with Brandon Bruce of King Thrust Entertainment. He's picked out a few songs from bands that he's either managing or helping to promote, and we're real excited to hear that. And then coming this Sunday, December 23rd, is Brandon Howard of I Am the Law. He picked out a few songs. So we're going to do this in two parts, and I am ready to dive right in and play this segment for you. It's been a long week. My only regret about this episode is that we're a couple days late getting it up. But nonetheless, better late than never. We're going to jump right in. E.T. Brown has our Nashville March update for the week of December 17th. And then we're going to jump right in to Brandon Bruce. So enjoy. Thanks for listening. We're going to do part two of the show, Brandon, with Brandon Howard of I Am the Law. Great picks from Mr. Bruce. Awesome conversation. King Thrust Entertainment and everything that he is doing. He is also co-founder of Nashville March. Now here's E.T. Brown with your Nashville March update, and then Brandon Bruce of King Thrust. Part one of the show, Brandon. Heavy Side of Nashville on One Big One FM.
Hey guys, it's E.T. from the Nashville March, here to give you this week's forecast of rock and roll. Tomorrow, December 17th, it's going to be the Nashville Masquerade over at Exit Inn, featuring the Daylight Sinners, Calabama, Red Ransom, Sweet Fever, and the Millennials. And then Tuesday at Mercy Lounge, we're going to have the last residency edition of the Rock and Roll Residency. Definitely a night not to miss. And then we're on Saturday, got a couple of options. If you want a good southern rock vibe, check out the Vagabonds at the Basement East. They'll be there with 3 Star Revival and the Kindle Street Company. And if you like it a little bit heavier, go on over to Little Harpeth Brewing for Dark Slate Promotions Christmas Party featuring Black Sky Tribe, Burning Yesterday, Mr. Gray, and Stack. For more info and details about future shows, head over to NashvilleMarch.com, and we'll see you out there. Rock on.
From King Thrust Entertainment and Nashville March, Brandon Bruce. What's up, brother?
Hey, how are you?
Doing well, man. Appreciate you taking a few minutes and being on the show. And, man, we met several months ago after I had seen a Dark Hound show, and we met up and we talked about your visions for Nashville March and your own promotion company, and been to 2 of your shows. And, Brandon, you phenomenal job. I mean, 2 of the most enjoyable small shows I've seen in a very long time. I mean, that first one with Jay Weinberg and his dad Max playing together this past October. I mean, great. You did a great job, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a very special night. Obviously for a great cause, supporting Best Buddies, and that was the very first time Jay and Max have ever graced the stage together, like played at the same time. They've been on the same show. You know, they both toured with Bruce for about a year or so together, but never had 2 drum sets on stage playing a song side by side. It was, a very cool moment.
It was an excellent moment. I recorded it. They did Helter Skelter. I don't know if you got a really good recording of it, but I would like to play it sometime on the show, get permission. And because, man, I had a big smile on my face. So.
Yeah, me too.
I saw it and I felt it. So, but man, tell me a little bit how you got to where you're at, right? From just aspiring to be a promoter and to getting a show with 2 people like that, just a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's definitely been basically a lifetime of just kind of figuring it out. King Thrust started actually when I was about 16 as kind of I used to use King Thrust to get me backstage to concerts. I would basically have seemingly fake credentials that would get me backstage to meet my heroes.
I love it. I love it. Whatever it takes.
I would get to have dinner with the band Korn and interview members of Disturbed, but even reggae and stuff like that, just all over the musical spectrum. Anything I liked, I basically would be granted access because of King Thrust. And obviously I stopped doing that pretty early it was like a 2-year thing where it was just kind of like a party, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Some of my first times drinking ever were with some of my heroes at the time, which I was underage. I don't recommend, but
yeah.
It happened. And then, I moved to Nashville, and, I always kind of had, I never let go of the domains, and I never let go of the logos, so I still had ownership of those things and the social media and stuff, but, it kind of sat stagnant from, 18 to 22 or so. And I went and saw Alice in Chains in Atlanta, and, drove back to Nashville after seeing them and was like thinking, man, how cool would it be to put on an Alice in Chains tribute and, get to play guitar, be Jerry Cantrell essentially for that night. And then the buddy I was with had never really listened to Rage Against the Machine. He obviously knew the name, but never really listened to them. So we jammed them for the rest of the drive home, and then I was like, man, Jerry Cantrell's cool and all, but Tom Morello, that would be even more fun. So basically that's how the company started, was just as like a show idea.
Wow.
We put on a 90s rock tribute show where we paid tribute to Alice in Chains, Rage Against the Machine, Pearl Jam, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Stone Temple Pilots.
How old were you then?
I was probably 22 at that time. That was 2017. So I might have even been 23.
But still, I mean, it's a great story, Brandon, and I mean your efforts show. I mean, we sat with a random couple that we just wanted to sit at the Mercy Lounge for Ride for Dime, and it was older, a couple in my wife and ours age realm, which I won't dispose of since you're so nice and young. But anyway, the compliment that they put on the show, they're like, "What a great show this is," and recognize your energy too. So it's showing in what you've done so far that I've been to. So it's really cool. I commend you, and think you're going in a good direction, and excited to see what you got coming up next year, because any little teaser of something big next year, like another Weinberg event, or?
There's definitely talks about doing another what we dubbed Buddies on the Beat. We have a lot of interested parties, and the foundation Best Buddies is obviously all about it. We definitely, that is something we want to continue doing. Jay and I both feel that the cause is too important to just do one time and drop it.
Yeah, it was.
We definitely have desires to do it again, and we have tentative plans to do that again. It's just, Jay obviously is the drummer of Slipknot. They just released a single and have started announcing shows for
tour dates. Yeah, so that would make it tough.
He's going to be very, very busy the next few years. So, we definitely want to make it work. Jay is another hard worker, passionate guy.
Absolutely.
So, we're working on it. No set plans yet, but it is definitely something to keep an eye out for. And, this time we plan on making it even bigger than the one before.
Well, yeah, that's great. And
one was huge. It was awesome.
Oh, it sure was. And I can tell you from a personal standpoint, I grew up with two mentally disabled brothers. One of them has autism, and he's pretty high functioning. I've taken him. I've actually, when I was a tour manager, I took him on the road with me. He likes to travel so much. And, whenever he makes a friend, one of the reasons why I was into just what you were doing is because of that. And my brother uses the term, his name's John, and he uses the term best buddies all the time to anyone he meets and considers it a friend. So then when you guys come out with the show benefiting that, and an organization I wasn't familiar with at the time. It was just I was into it that much more, and be willing to. You guys ever plan on doing one again? My business, Nashville Bubble Ball, I would donate a party for you guys to auction off worth a few $100s, to help out. I want to say that, officially, I would, I'm in. Just call me, and
cool,
whatever I can to help with it, because growing up with that at times was, as a brother, was difficult, but it was very rewarding too. And to support anything of that cause, I'm in, hands down. So
cool.
Kudos, yeah.
Thank you very much, and thanks for supporting our shows too. We strive to just create unique and fun events, whether that's tributes or original bookings. We always strive to get the best talent and curate a fun, unique show that you wouldn't otherwise see. And so it means a lot when people like yourself come out and support.
Yeah, well, that's part of the brotherhood. We met E.T., Evan, and yourself, and we're in and down with it all the way. So you're mentioning talent, and we're going to play some tunes here. I say we jump into some of your picks tonight. I had you give me a list of 4 bands and songs, and first one is Lillick. And the song's called Waste. Why don't you introduce the band? Tell the world what you do for them, and let's do it.
Yeah, so Lillick is a band that we manage, and Nico has become a really good buddy of mine. Nico is the lead singer and guitarist of the band. He used to play for Suicidal Tendencies for years and years, and left to create this solo project that he has created, and it features Eric Moore on drums, which, if you don't know who he is, go check him out. He's an absolute monster. And Bill Pogan on guitar and background vocals. They just dropped a new song today. The date we're recording this is, what is today, the 17th?
17th, yes, sir.
So Monday the 17th, December 17th, they dropped this song, and it's, for me, been highly anticipated because, I've had such a great relationship with Nico. He plays most of our events. He was on Best Buddies and Ride for Dime. I've heard this song so many times, and now that it's finally out, I'm very, very pleased, and I think the world will be just as pleased.
Yeah, well, let's do it. I'm down for it. Here it is. Thanks, Brandon Bruce, King Thrust Entertainment, and NashvilleMarch.com. You're listening to the Heavy Side of Nashville with Fish. Let's check out Lillick and Waste.
Someone else that's catch up with the appetite. Now there's nothing left to gain. Memory, memory. There is something deep I can always depend on. Surfacing, I count the ways. Shifting focus and residual. Forget what it's in for me. Holding on to petty life. Carry it with me. And I can never see. Never see. This is doing too much. Doing too much.
Lillick, the song Waste, Fish, the heavy side of Nashville. You know, Brandon, I had a little bit of a Freudian slip when I was introducing the band before. My brain wanted to say Lilith, and you said it was kind of a knockoff of that, the band name, huh?
Yeah, well, Lilith is actually, there's many ways to pronounce the name, and many different connotations that she's taken through, obviously, very different languages. So Lillick and Lilith are essentially the same. It's just different ways of going about her name.
Yeah, we were talking off air a little bit about the album and how it's done, and share with the world your take on how Lillick's new album. What's the name of the album?
It's called Memory Lies, which is a hidden little lyric in one of their songs. So, yeah, I discovered Lillick. I met Nico when he was still with Suicidal out in Chicago through some mutual friends, and he, shortly after meeting him, had plans of moving to Nashville, so he actually moved down here. And, their first album to me is like if Ghost and Tool had a love child or a music child. That would be Lillick's first album. And what I mean by that is, in my opinion, it's very, kind of doomy, scary, kind of like Ghost, at least original Ghost.
Yeah.
Not so much that anymore.
Yeah.
And then, but it's still very progressive and well thought out and interesting musically. Like Tool. Tool is very intricate and, elaborate. And that was their first album to me, and it was great. This second album, as much as I love the first album, I think blows it away. It's very mature, for lack of a better phrase, I guess. To me, it's as if Michael Jackson wrote a metal album. And what I mean by that is, both Michael Jackson and Lillick's second album are very intelligently produced in a very great way, in my opinion, and a lot of layers, a lot of interesting musicalities in it. If Michael Jackson tried to write a metal album and could scream like Nico Santora, I guarantee you that would have been Lillick's second.
No, that's great. I got to say, I was always a Michael Jackson fan. I mean, I've been a DJ, for 28 years, so you have to love Michael Jackson.
Yeah, right.
I like that analogy. I've never heard anyone say Michael Jackson and metal in the same sentence, but I like it.
Well,
yeah. So
been anyone to even come close until now. So.
Right. The band Denman, and we're going to play them next. They have a brand new track out with a forthcoming album early next year. And what a show that they put on. I mean, they put on they remind me of the best of Twisted Sister and Skid Row and in that era genre, but still have their own element and, just really perform well and are fun to watch as well as just great music. So brand new track here by them, Alive in Overdrive. What backstory can you give us about that?
Albums dropping February 8th or whatever I said.
Yeah, 7th at the Basement East. They got a CD release party, right? Is it the 7th?
Let me look. Yeah, February 7th is the album release party, or album release show, rather. And then February 8th is when it drops to the world. So we can talk about that. On that track, Alive in Overdrive, Chuck Garrick from Alice Cooper and Visto Blanco is featured on that track. He has some vocals that he's in. And then, they're just like the monster shredders of Nashville.
Yeah, great following. Well, I'm excited. All right, let's play it. Fish, the heavy side of Nashville with Brandon Bruce of King Thrust Entertainment. You can reach him at kingthrust.com or on social media at King Thrust Entertainment. And follow all these bands that he's involved with and the shows that are coming up. And, of course, NashvilleMarch.com, where you can sign up for a newsletter where you're going to stay up to date on everything happening in Music City outside of country. Here it is, Denman, Alive in Overdrive.
Hit the highway 65, fast lane, feeling alive. Keep your shit, my foot's to the floor. Not gonna take it no more. Alive, alive, in overdrive. See me coming alive, alive, in overdrive. Now I'm coming. This king is burning gasoline. Pistons cranking to demon speed. 1,000 horses isn't enough. The more the better, I'll light 'em up. Alive, alive, in overdrive. See me coming alive, alive, in overdrive. Now I'm coming alive, alive, in overdrive. See me coming alive, alive, in overdrive. Now I'm coming, alright. In overdrive. See me coming alive, alive, in overdrive. Now I'm coming alive, alive, in overdrive. Come on, see me coming alive, alive, in overdrive. Now I'm coming. Come on, boy. In overdrive. Now I'm
There it is, Denman, brand new album coming out first week of February. If you live here in Music City, get out to their CD release show at the Basement East. Phenomenal, fun venue. Cheap PBs. What do you get, like a PB and a shot for $5, something like that, don't you, Brandon? So it's cheap, yeah. Yeah, they got a good deal. PBRs are $2 alone. So
That's awesome.
it's an affordable night out. February 7th, yeah, check out Denman. And now, man, so how did you first get involved with the Nashville March guys? I remember hearing the story from E.T. and Evan's point of view, but let's talk about March for a minute and what you're doing there.
When I basically unleashed King Thrust Entertainment to Nashville, I actually was approached by E.T. and Joe Hottinger from Hailstorm, the guitarist of Hailstorm. They actually approached me and said, and I think this was after like our third show or fourth show that we put on, that they had been, pre-planning and kind of putting some initial groundwork on building a record label, which was going to thus be called Thrust Records. And they kind of gave me a hard time. They're like, now that you've released this, we can't use that name. And I was like, well, hell yeah, we can. I was like, I'll just jump on. Like, I would like this one day to be a record label as it stands today anyway. So especially, I was like, yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. We can definitely use the name. And, kind of had some preliminary meetings, but, Joe, obviously in Hailstorm at that time, they were, knee-deep in their record that they just released 6 months ago or whatever it was, and he was going to have a lot more responsibility, so, his partnership didn't end up working out, and then, more and more E.T. and I met. It just seemed like a record label for a local, Nashville rock bands, metal bands.
Right.
At that time, wasn't going to be financially sustainable. It seemed like, at least from the numbers we ran, and again, this was over a year ago now, it just didn't make financial sense. It seemed like we were just going to be funneling a lot of money and not really going to be able to get a return. So we kind of, figured it was like, well, how can we benefit artists without, paying $30,000 for them to go into the studio or whatever sum of money.
Right.
That's kind of where Nashville March came in. And as E.T. and I were talking more and more about Nashville March and kind of figuring out things that we would do, he said, well, I got a guy that we need to get involved with this idea. And that was Evan, because standing, it would be fun for all of us, all three of us to get in a room and talk about this. But from my understanding, Nashville March is actually an idea that Evan and E.T. had like 9 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And, at that time in Nashville, there was no metal and rock scene. It was very, very
it was crickets and graveyard.
Yeah, exactly.
It bummed me out horribly for a while.
And, there was people doing it like Evan and E.T. However, there was no industry backing it. And so kind of when when E.T. and I's ideas kind of, came together and it started to become more and more like, E.T. and Evan's idea 10 years ago, he was like, I got the guy who's for this. At that time, I didn't really know Evan too well. I had booked Darkbound for various shows, and I had met him, but we didn't really know each other. I knew E.T., I'm very happy that Evan ended up being involved because I
no
can't
kidding.
really imagine it without him. He's a brilliant man. He is, stuff that he brings to the table for Nashville March is stuff that I would not want to be responsible for. So I'm very grateful for his contribution and a friend out of it. So
Same here.
Nice.
He does, this week E.T. did the March update, but generally Evan's been doing it. And I've gotten a couple of messages from, friends in Buffalo that are, where I'm from, that follow and listen. And, I've gotten several comments on the quality of his radio voice as well. He is a natural, definitely has a natural, pleasant voice to listen to, but that's just, one of the things, But I would love to get you guys in here, maybe first quarter of next year, because, it seems like everything is growing. I've been to many of the events. I try to get to as many of them as I can. And the Hangouts, I don't know, met some other great friends, and it seems to be growing. And so I'm excited to see what's going on with it next year as well. The metal scene, and talent coming out of everywhere, too. Bands, I've discovered a few new bands. Murfreesboro has an emerging scene too, and some bands located out of there. And but anyway, it's all good. We're gonna wrap it up. And man, Brandon, thank you so much for hanging out in the Electric Fishbowl. We're gonna kill it off with two bands, Slider and the Dead Deads. Dead Deads are really well known in town here. And you mentioned they have a New Year's show coming up.
Yeah, actually, Slider and the Dead Deads are both doing a show together, obviously, on New Year's Eve at the Basement There'll be free pizza at midnight, and plenty of good music. So it's going to be a great time, and I'm looking forward to that as well.
Now I really regret taking that private party because I'll be hitting the hip hop machine all night at a gig, and unfortunately won't be able to make that one. But Brandon, always a pleasure just talking with you about metal. And I don't know, conversations are brief. Every time I see you, most of the time you're busy as hell running around making things happen. But I'm glad.
Yeah, always working, man.
Yeah, I know. No, you are working hard. And make sure you visit at King Thrust Entertainment on Facebook, social media, kingthrust.com, and of course NashvilleMarch.com. Let's wrap this segment up with Slider and the Dead Deads.
Let me go, or help me hold on. Cut me loose, let me go, before my love is gone. Cut me loose, let me go, or help me hold on. Cut me loose, let me go, before my love is gone. I need a closure, but now that I have it, I no longer want it. I won't take the blame. It was too much for a day, but not enough to make you stay away. I said you're equal to my happiness. Cut me loose, let me go, or help me hold on. Cut me loose, let me go, before my love is gone. Cut me loose, let me go, or help me hold on. Cut me loose, let me go, before my love is gone. My biggest mistake, my heartache, the reason I'm awake. I said you equal to my happiness. My biggest mistake, oh my heartache, the reason I wait. I said you equal to my happiness. Cut me loose, let me go, or help me hold on. Cut me loose, let me go, before my love is gone. Cut me loose, let me go, or help me hold on. Cut me loose, let me go, before my love is gone. Cut me loose, let me go, or help me hold on. happy ending. Gotta keep pretending. But I see ghosts, I see ghosts. I see ghosts, they blow smoke in my face. I see the ghosts of my mistakes. I see ghosts, they hold hope for faith. I see the ghosts of my mistakes, my mistakes, my mistakes.
What a great interview, great picks, song choices from Brandon Bruce. Thank you from King Thrust Entertainment and Nashville March. That's going to wrap episode 1 of 2 of the show of Brandon. Part 2 coming, of course, Sunday the 23rd. Make sure you tune in. And you want to make the world a better place? Commit a random act of kindness to a complete stranger. Peace.